Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Another knife from Karbon. You can check out the links in the description. I've covered a couple of these now, so I'm fairly familiar with this brand. This was actually sent to me by Ketchuo, so thank you so much to Ketchuo. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. The details on the Karbon brand are actually in those links as well. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. So let's see what we've got. I really hope that this is not another variation. I don't mind looking at variations sometimes if the variation is something like truly special, but I like to see new models. We got enough variation of stuff, I feel like. So we have, we do have, oh, it's okay, it's a smaller one. Yeah, okay, so this, yeah. So we've checked out the larger guy, but now this is the smaller version of the Buckhorn. So what's interesting about the Buckhorn is, let's take a look at this card here real quick so that we know. Mini Buckhorn, Ken Onion, who is the one of the gentlemen behind the Karbon brand. This is the premium version, so 6 AL4V titanium and M390. So the cool thing about the Buckhorn, at least in the larger style, is that there are two variations of the knife in terms of materials. So there's one that's aluminum and 14C28N. I think it's either that or S35E, and that's actually less expensive. And truthfully, it's hard to tell the difference because the machining is so good. And then there's the more premium one that's titanium and S35. It's a fairly big knife though, so no surprise here that we actually have a smaller version. Huge fan of this finish. It's somewhere between, it's a media blasting, but there's reflectivity to it, so it ends up looking sort of like an overcast sky with reflectivity. I like that a lot. I don't like bead blasted blades, and I honestly don't love satin finish blades, so having something in between with a nicer, a little bit of a polish is actually pretty nice to look at. I really like that. So the Buckhorn has quite a bit of machining here, and you can see that this is extended into the smaller version. You have that sort of 3D, that optical illusion with the cubes. It is actually textured though, that's a real thing. And then you have what looks like the back of a round there for the pivot. People have different opinions on that. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Some people love this and some people hate it. I'm kind of in the lane of, if this was not here and if it was a plain pivot, it would take away a lot of the personality of the knife. And in my opinion, it's better to give a knife personality and make it stand out, make it slightly polarizing, than it is to create another bland, forgettable object. So it's kind of better to make something that some people like and maybe a lot of people don't, then everybody just goes blah, it just looks like everything else. The Buckhorn, love it or hate it, is definitely a knife that looks a little bit different. I mean, that's Ken Onion for you though, right? It's kind of hard for me when I look at a Ken Onion knife to forget it, because Ken Onion kind of has that, not all of his knives look the same, but you don't usually forget them very easily. So we have the cube texturing, we got kind of the pinstripe here. There is a bit of palm swell in here. This is all contoured, it's all 3D, it's not a flat piece of titanium, which is cool. They put Karbon back here on the backspacer, which truthfully I think is better than putting it on the face of the blade. Let me get this stuff out of here so we're not focusing on it. I think it's better than putting it here, right? I think this is the worst place to put anything, so I appreciate that. They've got the name of the knife on the knife, which I don't love, but it's there and it's mostly visually out of the way. And then this must be the Buckhorn 7.5 and then dated 2025, so that's cool. And then the Karbon, I think maybe I would just like it smaller. I think the best place to put branding is on the inside. Like Ken Onion has put his name on the inside of the backspacer, which is real classy. Ken Onion being a classy guy there, putting his logo on the inside, very nice. But I think the best place for brand information is honestly on the inside of the frame or somewhere extremely subtle. This is the same as the larger one in that the access to the lock bar is there, but it is not plentiful. You can see it there peeking up over the frame. I always like there to be a little bit more access. There is no double clutch though. The flipper tab is still small and a little bit pokey, but the detent is good. And it's both light switchable and, do we want to say push button? I would say not push button. It's really pokey. In order to do that, you have to be right on that peak. but there you go. It does work. Thumb studs are still external stops as far as I can tell. Hold on. So hold on a second. Do we have a triple stop here? Is that the way it was on the other one? Do they actually touch? How interesting. I don't think they do. Look. Yeah. So these studs, which look like external stops, and there's housing for the stops, but you'll see no marks. I don't think they actually touch. I think we just use the stop pin. Interesting. Well, what that means is that the thumb studs were placed optimally for deployment. They wanted the frame to be up here, and they just cut out spots so that the studs wouldn't touch the frame. Okay. That's interesting. Maybe that is the way that it was on the other one. Can you reverse flick it? Absolutely. I think it's more of a fingernail reverse flick than it is, you know, using the finger. But this does work. I think this is the right size of small. They didn't go too small, at least for me. I love that they include the texturing on the pocket clip. I think that's a really classy touch. On the downside, the clip is a bit small and pinchy, which you'd think I'd know better, right? But anybody can make that mistake, including myself. We have no mounting position for lefty carry, which is a bummer. Big lanyard hole there. How's the centering? It looks really good. No detent lash and no blade play. Honestly, yeah, a nice build and a good size for people looking at the original and thinking, cool, but it's too big. The overall length of this guy is 7.35. Cutting edge is a little over 3 1/4, 3.3. I'm sorry, blade length is 3.3. Cutting edge is a hair. It's like 3 1/16. That's what you're looking at for cutting edge. How about some size comparisons? Let's do some common or fairly common budget stuff. Pyrite Light, very comparable from CJRB. Vosteed Porcupine. I know a lot of you are saying, I would love to own that, but they're sold out. Thanks to you, Complex. Sorry about that. Hope they make more. Sorry, I was really dismissive. They will make more. Civivi Vision FG, also fairly comparable. And then let's put it up against the Benchmade Bug out here. So very good. And then let's do weight, just real quick. I'll remind you, this is not a review. It's simply an unboxing and first impressions. I cannot review something that I opened for the first time, so you'll have to give me a chance to actually carry and use it before I develop any true opinions on it. But still want to let you know it exists. 3.4 ounces, that's about what I expected. Is there milling for weight reduction? No, there's not. I don't think there was in the original either. Oh, balance is actually really good. It's right there where you're going to have your index finger. This is fine. I'm going to be honest with you guys, though. For my hand, this is too small for me. My pinky's slipping off the edge. This has not a confined zone, but it does want you to have your fingers in here, and it raises up. So my finger, you could call that, it's just like a sloped pinky zone. This is not my idea of the best ergonomics, but that's for my hand. If your hands are smaller and you can fit them more in here, then sure, right? I personally would prefer the larger one, but it's nice that people have an option for the smaller one if they want it. That's going to be it for today's unboxing. You can expect a full review on this knife a few weeks down the road from now. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.